some modern packs, but we do have some vintage available. You guys have been asking for it. I went with something a little different. I actually went with Japanese base set, and I went ahead, weighed them out. We've got heavy packs sitting at 800 bucks, and if you don't want the non-hollows, I will give you a discount of $10 off of that, so it'll be 790. And if you're a member of the channel, then you can get additional discounts as well. But anyways, yeah, I was really surprised at how expensive a Japanese base set box was, but you do get 60 packs, and they usually grade a little bit better too. So I think it'd be pretty cool if somebody pulled a Charizard, or we pulled multiple Charizards, because there were, I believe, 31 heavy packs. That's how many I'm selling. So that's how many will be guaranteed. If you buy them and you have them open up on the channel, I'll guarantee that you'll get a holo. And if for whatever reason there's not a holo in there, then I'll pull another pack. Or if we're out, hopefully that wouldn't happen, then I would just refund you. But hope you guys are having a good night. There are no base set packs bought at the moment, so we'll just have to see how that goes. I did get several people asking if I was going to be selling them to be shipped sealed. Now, I'm not doing that yet. I'm giving the live the first crack at it, and if we do not sell out, which at this moment I don't think we would, then you will have the option to have them shipped to you sealed. But what is up, everybody? I saw Ludo's games. He was the first one in here, Professor Rusty or Professor Oaksty. I don't know if that was Oaksty. Is that like an actual professor in the game? But hopefully Ghost will be back. He said he's working a little late, and I see several of you already in here. So the first order, this one is from Donnie. He actually placed his order right after our live last week. So he's waited a full week. Donnie, if you are in here, that's pretty crazy. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to bust into your box and see what you get. I was bidding on some stuff for Probstein, or maybe it might actually have been Z and G. Wow, I was really surprised to see all the prices. No, it was actually PSA Vault. There was like 5+ of the Pikachu from this set, all with bids over 1,500 bucks. There was even some upwards up at 2,500. That's kind of crazy. I wouldn't have thought it'd still be at that price. What are we, 3 weeks in now? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? To me, that's kind of crazy. So I really am curious to see where this is going to go, because if the price holds, this set's going to be a problem. Think about Moonbryon. It's much harder to pull, and it took a while to get up there in that price, but the Evolving Skies box, I mean, it's so sought after. So that is very interesting. I believe the price has to come down, but if it does not, then we could be looking at a very expensive Surging Sparks road. But at the moment, the way it is, it's way too early to tell. Surely it's going to come down some. How much it comes down, though, I would have expected more to come down by now. But let's go ahead and jump into these Surging Sparks. I did hear back from the guy who pulled that Pikachu on stream. I think it was the first night. His come back a 10 from PSA, so that was pretty cool. All right, so let's start opening up some packs. Pull this box over here. Pack number 1. Just an Iron Crown. I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit. At least I think I am. Let's pull it about 120. Still kind of keeps everything on camera, but I can get in here and you guys can see the hit a little bit closer. Nice to see you, Cali Dude and Steven. It's been a while since I think I've seen you, Steven. This one's OC a little bit. Check that out. I think that's right on the border. I don't think that would be guaranteed to get the OC qualifier, but it might. Just because I would think that border is at least 3 times the thickness of that bottom border. I don't know what they use, but it's more than a 70-30 split, but less than an 80-20. Madman Paul says, I sent that Pikachu and Magikarp from Paul to Evolve to PSA. Fingers crossed for the 10. Well, good luck, man. I sent in, I think, 7 of the Cosmos Pikachus that I had posted from one of the collection boxes. Man, I sent some to CGC, sent some to PSA. There was only 14 out of, I can't even remember. It was about 100 or so that I thought would even be gradable. But I was surprised at how well that post did, because all I did was I just posted like a stack of like the damaged ones. People like their Pikachu. Really hoping that we do get to open up some Japanese base set packs, but we'll just have to wait and see who jumps into live, if it actually happens or not. Maybe if nobody buys one, I'll at least open up one. If you guys watched the video where I weighed the packs out, there were really nice centered non-hollows. But this was one that was kind of like borderline. Wasn't sure if it was going to be heavy or not, so I went ahead and opened it up. It did end up having a non-holographic Beedrill. I think that was the rare. What's up, Meat Box? Ooh, a dragon. Happy Hooker Rod says, bro, that Pika SIR I pulled with you came back a 10 from PSA. Thanks. Yeah, there we go. I love when you guys come back and report and say what you got, but big congratulations. Casey says TCA should rip some of those LOB packs for science. Now I've got the boxes sealed back up. Those boxes they're going to stay sealed. I had to open it up for science, make sure everything was okay. Crazy how I like the zoom. It's almost like better down here. First Tomu says Skarmory, my favorite art in the set. It's kind of cool how like something that's not the top tier rarity can be many people's favorites, because I've heard that about quite a few art rares kind of in the Scarlet and Violet era. Like look at that Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. That thing does really well. The Gengar from, on the Japanese side, it's Dark Phantasma. Like that one's really nice. You got that Gashly that come out too. That one was really good. The Latios from this set, they're really good. There's Flygon. What are you planning on doing with your SIR Pikachu? Happy Hooker Rods. You gonna keep it? You gonna sell it? Casey says, can we get a TCA CTR team up video? That would be, I mean, it'd be fun. I like Cool Trainer Ryan. But you guys know I don't like to cuss either, so I don't know how that would work out. I don't drink either. Although I don't really have anything in particular against alcohol. I chose not to drink. My dad, he was a drinker, but he wasn't. Like he used to talk about like how he could drink. He used to drink on job stuff, but I think I only saw him. I don't think I ever really saw him intoxicated, if that makes sense, to where like he never really had alcohol in the house, but every now and then, like I worked with my neighbor. He was an older man, but when I would pick blackberries to make money, what I would do is I'd sell a gallon for like $7. I'd put up a sign on the street, and then people come get them. In which, while blackberry picking, I mean, that would, even if you're fast, I mean, that'd take an hour, hour and a half, but it was an easy way to make money as a kid. One summer I had an extra 20 gallons that I had picked, and my neighbor, he was an older man, he was actually our landlord, he knows how to make wine, and so he actually made wine out of it, but he ended up burning like an extra batch of it or something like that. So it was a bit strong for homemade blackberry wine, and my dad loved that. So every now and then he would drink something like that, but for the most part he wasn't really a drinker, and I just chose not to deal with alcohol or cigarettes or anything like that, because I always saw it as like a waste of money. Programmers giving away a membership, man. Thank you so much. Casey Dixon, look at that. You just picked up that membership. And Ghost, I see you in here. He says, at work, but I'm still lurking. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, dude. What do you guys have for Thanksgiving? Because traditionally as a kid, we always had like the turkey and that kind of stuff. But every now and then we would typically visit some family on the other part of the state, because everybody lived far away from us. And my grandpa, he would make chili beans. People love just chili beans. And then now with my family, we typically make steak. Like we've got a couple ribeyes, and I picked up a couple sirloins for my kids. But also going back to that with the wine. Daryl, that was his name, the old man who made the wine. He actually ended up making, it was like 20 bottles of that blackberry wine extra that he just gave to me. And since I didn't drink it, what I would do is I actually gave it away as gifts probably over the span of 2 or 3 years. But I would always give it to like teachers when I graduated. There was a couple teachers that really had an impact on me, and they said that they drank wine, so I gave it to them. Like I had one teacher that I worked for, went to his house, and I did a lot of work for him. But he was really good to me, and he actually fitted me for a, I guess it was like a suit, not really a suit, but he fitted me for a suit because I didn't have one when I graduated, and that was his graduation gift to me. And I remember every now and then I would just bring him an extra bottle of that blackberry homemade wine. There were other teachers that I did that for, and some other people that, you know, meant a lot to me. It was just kind of like a homemade gift that I didn't make myself, but I did pick the blackberries. He said, same here, I don't drink or smoke, and everyone else my age look at me like there's something wrong with me. I just never got the desire. I always saw the money for it. I never really had the desire for it too. I'm sure that if I had, my dad, he was a smoker pretty much right up until the day that he died. He did quit for a short time there where he was doing vaping. However, that was short-lived, and smoking is in it. That is exactly what ended up killing my father. Even after he had like that heart issue thing where he had like a heart attack and was in the hospital, they told him that he couldn't smoke anymore, and he went right back to it, and that's what ended up taking his life. Well, he chose to do that and just chose to live that way. But as a kid, it was always around me. Like he smoked inside, and I didn't realize how easy other people could smell that kind of stuff on you and how it like stuck in your clothes and everything else until I got away from it. All right, we got one more pack to pull this Pikachu from this box. King Pokemon. Hey, brother. Fun show. Good to see you in here, dude. Sorry, it takes me a minute sometimes to look over the chat if I start talking about things that aren't Pokemon. But you guys probably know him. This is Gary. King Pokemon. He's the one who's got he's got the big Charizard collection. But yeah, cool train around. He's been around for a while. He's always been a character. I've never met him in person, but I've invited him to my house every year when we do this. Let me pull this up a little bit. Every year when I do the thing at Charlotte Collecticon where I invite over some collectors, he's always one of the guys that I let him know he can come if he wants. It's almost a little blurry. Maybe it's just me. I'm a little tired today. So if I act tired, y'all tell me to wake up. All right, the next order is this is the only other order that was up in line before the video started. So after the video started, I don't know. We might not have anything. Who knows, right? But this is for Justin. This isn't Ghost. This is a different Justin, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, this isn't Ghost. Now, I believe we are sold out of the Paldean Fates. I did not change the price from last week. Same thing with the Surging Sparks. I'm actually selling Surging Sparks boxes for over 200 in cases on eBay, but I still have them at 185 here on the site. But let me pull the Paldean Fates packs over here. But I think there's only 3 available left as of the beginning. Thank you, John Penrose. Good seeing you here. Wow. Pack number 1 got a gold Ting Lu EX. Josh, we typically just do regular Thanksgiving food, turkey dressing, potatoes. The only thing that is a little different, my uncle makes cheese grits. He also started smoking the turkey recently. Man, I was eating cheese grits yesterday. That's if I can, like, it's such a cheap like breakfast that you can have. It's like a little bit of powder, but then you add the water to it, and it goes great on toast, or just eat it straight. I really like cheese grits. Now, a lot of the local barbecue places around here, they have jalapeno cheddar grits. So they'll add like little bits of jalapeno in there, and I think it spices it up. Happy Hooker Rods. So, ooh, wow, look at that. Got a shiny Gardevoir EX full art. So that's nice. Says, gonna keep it. It's my first 4-figure card. I want to leave something for my kiddo. I would like to get into learning to sell for a side gig. Yeah, if you can pull cards like that. There we go. Look at that. Another gold card. You can almost tell if the card is stuck to the reverse holo, the first one, it's going to be a gold card. I don't know why that is, but maybe that's just the packs that I had. Maybe they were affected that way. But that's pretty good so far, dude. Hassan, what is up, man? Right now, Justin is killing it. Got a Judge. Now, I may restock Paldean Fates. I do have to adjust price, figure out where they need to be. I also need to see how many I'm going to have because I'm down to my last 2 boxes. I didn't realize that. I've just been kind of slowly moving them on eBay. People were buying 3 and 4 lots at a time of 36 packs. It just dwindled away right before me. Man, a double hit pack. Got a Knockley and a Palafin. West Bragg said, smoking turkey. That's not going to get you a... JK, it'll make you sleepy there. So I bet smoked turkey tastes pretty good. I mean, that's going to be a long day, I would think. But we haven't done turkey much, you know, when it's just me, my wife, and the kids. Mostly because it's just a lot of meat that I'm really the only one who eats the turkey. My wife might eat some. The kids might look at it and think, okay, that looks pretty good, especially if it's smelling up the house all day. But in general, they don't really eat the turkey. What we got here? Ooh, another Gardevoir. Man, these packs are killing. But steak, we all eat steak. My kid said something today in the grocery store, and I had to just like stop. I was like, because she didn't mean anything by it. She was like, if it's not filet mignon or filet, she didn't say the mignon. I just added that. She said if it's not filet, if the steak isn't filet, I'm not gonna eat it. I don't want to eat it. I'm like, all right, we gotta like have a little time out because we in general we'll from Sam's Club we'll order the filet like bulk pack or whatever. It's like $60, but you get 4 really big fillets. So that's expensive, but if you think about it, you're paying about as much or maybe even a little bit less than like a regular steak from a restaurant. So I'm like, we can justify this, right? But my kids have gotten so used to that, like they don't want to have the other steaks. And I'm like, I tell them, I was like, you know, this is the choice cut that you can typically buy. Most people can't afford to buy a filet, and if they do eat one, like it's a real treat. So, and then the other steaks are still really good, and that's still like a really nice supper. And I had to just kind of like set her down for a second, just talk to her. Like, it's a very privileged thing to say, and I hope that you don't get stuck on that because you're not always going to be able to afford a filet steak. And there's times where you're not just going to get money from me and your mom because you need it. You're going to have to earn it and work for it. And when you do that, you're going to see why people don't buy and eat fillets, you know, with every meal, or that's the only steak that they eat, or that's not the only steak that's up here, you know, up for sale. Because yeah, if everybody could get it for the same price, they might go with the filet. But if you can pay a third of the price and get a sirloin for $5.99 a pound versus $18 a pound, you're going to go with that sirloin if you need that money. And you know, I know she's about to turn 10, so she's 9 years old. I don't know if I'd ever ate anything other than I remember when I was a kid, my mom, she would ask every now and then, she would get me a steak, and what she would do is she'd get one of those T-bone steaks that when they went on sale at the local grocery store, and that was like a real treat for me. Now I don't eat that one because I see, you know, how much you lose in weight to like the fat, because I don't eat the fat, and then the bone itself. Ooh, there's a nice penny. But when I was a kid, that was like a treat, you know. And it was one steak she would buy. Like she'd buy that one specific steak for me, and she'd buy something else for my brother. But it wasn't going to be multiple steaks at once. But I don't know how we always get right onto food. Maybe it's because I'm always hungry. We did just come from Texas Roadhouse, but I ended up getting the sampler. I got like the wings and mozzarella sticks. I didn't even get steak. John says, sealed product is getting tough to procure in large amounts. I don't know. Keep your eyes open. I'm not so sure that is necessarily true. There are still some people who get in those really large distributor cases, and they'll bring the stuff around for $2-3 a pack, depending on what set it is. AI Trainers Mart said, "LOL, filet is for special occasions." Yeah, and that's where I felt like I was failing as a parent, because to her that was like the norm. You know, that's, if we're gonna eat steak, that's what they're eating, and then they get to have as much as they want. It's not even like, you know, they get to space it around with the vegetables and stuff. Like, they just go straight for the steak, which I kind of like that too. I mean, just go right for the meat, but at the same time, you know, that's not the best way to get used to how things are. Iron Treads. What's up, Pokey Dak? Good to see you in here, man. West Bragg, y'all know Adam Sandler's Thanksgiving song? I think I've heard it, man, but I can't recite it off the top of my head. African says, I like regular steak better than filet. So I think a lot of people share that same sentiment because of the texture. Now, I don't know what it is for you, but it's almost, filet at times, it can be really, really soft, which if you get a filet that's kind of starting to go bad, like it gets mushy almost. But you get one seared really well, nice salty outside, good texture inside. I like a steak from Longhorn. Is it Longhorn? Yeah, I think it's Longhorn. It's expensive, but it's not terribly expensive. Like a 9-ounce there, I think it's like $27, which again, that's really expensive. I used to never go to a restaurant if I couldn't find a meal, like an entire meal, for under $10. If I couldn't find that meal for under $10, I was like, this place is just too expensive. Pokemon Wonder, filet or nothing. Kids' innocence is precious. Yeah. John says, I agree with you kids. If it ain't filet, I'm not eating it. I'm certainly not rich, so I only eat steak when I can afford filet. I hear you. Pokey Dak. Man, was that like the third judge? When I was 10, I was eating fried bologna sandwiches. Dude, one of my favorite things in the morning, like cereal was pretty much my go-to, but if I didn't have cereal, I would take bread and I would ball it up. I like making balls of bread, and then I would just eat the bread ball. Like, it was super simple, super cheap. My mom, she made dirty rice, which was, for us, that was supper. Like, that was the whole meal, but it was just like regular rice. She would cut up cayenne pepper in there, and then she would add meat. So it'd be like half a pound of ground beef. That was the fat would be, it would be browned, and then the fat would drain. She just mix it in there. But that could make a really good cheap meal. Madman Paul says packs are loaded. They were doing pretty good. We'll go over all the hits at the end too. AI Trainer Smart said, Mew SIR, please, sir. I hope we get it for you. Westbrack says he hates the fat on steak. I always cut it off, give it to the pupper. I don't do the fat either. That's the third Gardevoir. Now there is a big difference between like some fat, like a little bit of fat on the steak is fine, but if you hit like a piece of gristle, like, forget it. Like, I don't want that at all. Westbrack said fried bologna is the best. I'm okay. I'm not really a bologna fan. I'd rather have liver mush if I'm going to have something like that. AI Trainer Smart, a little bit of fat is important to eat, even if the texture isn't the most lovely. Yeah, I'm okay with it being there when I cook it, but I don't want to eat it. Kind of, when I was a kid, it was like I was always fine with some onion being in that soup, but I really didn't want to see the onion to eat it because, you know, I was grossed out by that thought. Spection said, good to see everything was legit. And he's talking about the LOB box. Yes, for sure. I was too. Like, when we got your box in, I was like, man, your box seems to match up more than the box that I've had in my collection for, gosh, probably going on 10 years now. If probably more. So I went ahead and just opened them both up. It's kind of cool to see. Nice Pidgeot. Ooh, and a Wug Trio. Double hit. John Pauline says, I cooked my filet in butter, garlic, salt, pepper, and that's it. I do salt, pepper, I do some oil, and garlic. garlic powder. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But then I make sure that the black stone is super hot, so I sear it on both sides. Usually it's done in like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes, something like that. If it's thicker, like I'll go ahead and I just butterfly them. I like to cook a thick one, but I don't like waiting on a thick one to cook, if that makes sense. Make sure I got all the, you had a bunch of, yeah, Paulian Fates. I got to get all your bulk in here. All right, here we go. So this is all your hits from 40 packs. Elvis are fried banana and peanut butter sandwiches. There you go. I don't know if I can do all that. I'm not really a fan of fried banana either. I like peanut butter, but I like peanut butter straight. I can eat a peanut butter and jelly, but it's definitely not my favorite. I'd rather just do peanut butter. And there we go. I'm not a gamer, Tom Bystander, but I hope you get it, dude. I used to play, I played for a little bit when I was a kid. I was like Gran Turismo 2, Spyro. I never really played any RPGs or anything like that. Josh Wark says, y'all, the inner muscle fat usually melts in your mouth. It's a hunk of fat on the inside of steak that's rough to eat. All I know is if I bite into some steak and it starts, I gotta like just chew it and chew it. It's like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to like keep on chewing. Forget that. Pokedax says, are you getting Japanese booster boxes of Terrestrial Festival? So I am, but man, I did not get as many as I thought I would. Like, I feel like I can still get some more, and I believe we're going to have time to get more of those. And just look at how hard 151 was printed. So I'm kind of waiting it out a little bit. I did get in at a decent price for the ones that I did buy, but it's not as many as I thought it would be. I have a feeling that when we do get that set in, that's going to be a really hot set to be opening up, because that is a much stronger, high-class set than Shiny Treasure was. John says, if I bite into gristle, it turns my stomach and makes me not want to eat the rest of the steak, hence why I only eat filet. Well, filet, every now and then you get a little piece, you can get a little piece in filet. Just gotta be careful, especially if you just order the bulk pack like I was saying I did. Tom, did you ever play Pokemon Red or Blue on Game Boy? Yes, I did. I played those, and I played Silver, but then that was it. Pokedac, are you holding? I do plan to hold some, but if you're looking to get some, I could probably get you some boxes. If nothing else, the guy that I normally buy from, I think you know who he is. He probably has some, but some people are already sold out. Retro Specs is a really good guy to get them from, because he can have them shipped directly to you. It's going to be cheaper than you buying them from me. So if you go to Instagram and you look up Retro Specs, usually he's got prices on everything. Last I checked, he was sold out on this set. But once he gets them back in, gets more of them, he's probably going to be able to get you a much better price than me. All right, let me go see if there's been any orders. Because, like I said, those were the only 2 orders that were lined up prior to the start of the video. And that's all we have. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to push it on you guys, but I do want to at least reward everyone who showed up now to see the Japanese base set box. So I'm going to just pull, let me get one in the front. I think the ones in the front were lighter. I'd rather open up those first. So I'm going to open up one random pack. This is not for anybody in particular. This is just going to be, I'll probably just grade whatever comes out of this pack. If it's a Charizard, that's one less Charizard, you know, that could come in the box, right? But if it's not a Charizard, I guess it's one less holo that's not a Charizard. It really doesn't mean, honestly, anything. Like if we pull a Machamp right here, the next pack could still be a Machamp. Because you're going to get multiples. You're going to get many duplicates within one box. Now, the very first card, this should be the holo. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in a sleeve. Now, if you want to, while we go through this other stuff, make a guess and see what we have as the holo right there. Westbrack said, Rusty, did you see that collection Leonhardt bought from that guy Will recently? I did not. But if it was sweet, let me know. I'm going to zoom in for a little bit of effect on this. I'm going to try to anyways. Man, that's way in there. Caterpie, Sandshrew, Defender, Pidgey. No starters so far. Potion, Dugong, Nidoran, and or Machop, and a maintenance. Here we go. You can see the centering is shifted to the left a little bit, but not too bad overall. Programmers missed it again. He gifted a membership. Who got an NQ Man, you've picked that up a few times now, I believe. But great job on that. And definitely appreciate the generosity, programmers. All right, let's see if anybody called anything. Happy Hooker Rods called Zard. Robert called Ninetales. Pokedak called Alakazam. AI Trainers Mark. Zardy Party. All right, here we go. Poliwrath. Nobody called Poliwrath. All right, so let's look at it. I want to see the condition, what we got going on here. All right, no swirl on this one. But the condition is looking pretty good. Here's the backside for you guys to see. Man, that almost hurts my eyes being zoomed in that far. I'm going to zoom back out now. Because I'm going to check, and if there's been nobody jump in on the video, what I'll do is we'll just do a giveaway video, and then that'll be it. But you guys, if you do want to buy in, there's modern, and there's let me change the exposure just a little bit. Let's go that way. Oop, wrong way. I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit. Pull the zoom. We'll go to, what did I say, 120 before? We'll see what these grade. I might go with CGC. I might send them off PSA. PSA has a tendency to do pretty good with Japanese stuff. Hey, but at least that's a Poliwrath somebody else didn't pull, right? Nobody ever calls Poly. I won a Mewtwo, got a Poliwrath. The story of my life. Yeah, it happens. Okay, I do see one person jumped in. What did Billy get? I almost said your last name. I think I've done that a few times. If I ever do that and say your first and last name, I promise you it's not on purpose. Uh-oh, he picked up some Lost Origin. That could be potentially fun. Yeah, he picked up 20 Lost Origin. No bulk. So my wife, she'd actually forgot we had a live tonight, and she had scheduled like a family evening together. So they're all watching Christmas lights, or not watching. They went to see Christmas lights. But I had time to go to a supper with them, and I think it's really good for the kids because they'd just be at home right now, anyways. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I picked up 21. I was close. All right, let me just count it again. 3, 6, 9, 10. AB says top to bottom a bit off, but they're great overall. Yeah, they were off a little bit on the centering, but I still think that they're well enough in there. Alt-Art Giratina time. Shining Cards and Collectibles just gifted 10 memberships. Man, he was in here last time. I think he did like 50 or something crazy. Paul Dacey, Doc Soren, J-Cast Carson. J-Cast Carson. Are we talking about Mr. Z&G here? Night Dragon 40K, Nimra, Heiser, Joey G, Jazz Mazu, JRN2309, and DJ. You were all just gifted a membership from Shiny Cards and Collectibles. Definitely appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate the generosity. And he says, thanks so much for being you, Rusty. I appreciate you, buddy. Well, I mean, thank you. Yeah, I think last time I had said, I always thought it was Shiny Cards and Collectibles, not Shining. So, you're not going to believe this, Ray, but I actually had a dream 2 or 3 nights ago, and you were in it. I don't remember what all went on, but let's just say it was violent, and you were Ramboing it pretty good with me, dude. Like I don't. Let's just say I can't say what you were doing on camera. We had each other's back. Ooh, chandelier. I love the trainer galleries from these. Like it just adds so much, I think, to the set by putting these in here. Like there's a big difference between, you know, having a Magnezone, you know, out of these 4 packs or whatever we've opened up, but then versus, you know, having these 2 cards. Like one feels like a total dud, the other's like, hey, we did all right, got 2 pulls. Yeah, you were like a little Tom Cruise running around, man. Rotom V. I don't even know where we were. We were in the city somewhere. They were like attacking, and it was go time, and you were going with me. Fantina, come on. Let's get us something good out of here. Dude, for the zombie apocalypse, I think I'd do just fine. Except for, I mean, I don't want to do it because, I mean, I like my easy food, easy life, you know, all that kind of stuff. But if I had to do zombie life, I'd be all right. Shiny Cards and Collectibles says, honestly, I couldn't be any more proud of my dream self. Hey, you did good. If I can get these sleeves the right way, they're like all flipped around. Pokédeck, I know last time we talked on here, you had said you had started streaming again, right? Is that still going? There's a Roserade. Good looking card. First 10 packs, you did pretty good. I mean, on the number of hits. Still don't get that, you know, big hit that we want to get. It's a lady. Let me put the sleeves right here. I appreciate that, John. We do pretty good. We've been slowly creeping up our sub count. But it's not like I do anything special on the channel either. And anybody can get on here and rip stuff. Maybe if I edited videos a little bit more. Like, I did this off camera earlier. I actually took, there was 5 Zap decks and 1 Overgrowth deck. I was like, all right, I'm going to open these up and I'm just going to pull out the coin. I'm going to see if I can grade some of the coins, and then I'm also have the Shadowless cards. And as a bonus, you know, maybe I'll get some, you know, nice looking Shadowless Pikachus. But, you know, I just did that at my desk. Like, that was something I probably should have just did on camera, recorded it. Because what if I had pulled the Ghost Pikachu? I would have missed it. I would have been happy, but then I probably would have ripped every other deck that I had. 2 out of the 6 coins, they weren't that good anyways. NK, Rhyperior. Hopefully I didn't jinx these packs. Still got a few left. Pokédeck says, I'm starting to stream with the new Eevee set. Well, that's a good set to start with. Westbrag, Rusty as Rick from The Walking Dead. I'll be Daryl. I watched Walking Dead, I think probably for like 6 seasons or so. I think my wife ended up, she watched, you know, even farther. I still didn't get why they just didn't go to the coast, like go to an island down here in North Carolina. All the houses are built on sticks. You've got an endless way of dumping zombies and bodies on the front in the ocean or on the back. The sharks are going to eat them things. There's like a couple ways on the islands. You can fish all you want. You can, like, I don't even eat crab, but I mean, you could get crab and shrimp, whatever you need to. To me, it was like a no-brainer. Like, you could live at the beach, pretty much be zombie free. Because it's an area you can control. Uh-oh. Nice. But they never went that route. Got Mew, VMAX, and Magnezone. Bam. Good looking card. All right, one pack to go. Philip says, can't wait for Dak to start streaming again. I want some more Japanese Gym Challenge. Japanese Gym Challenge, that's a good box. Shining cards and collectibles. Did I miss the heavy base Japanese? You did. It was Poliwrath. It wasn't that great. Now, there's still more packs available. I just haven't sold any. So, the one pack that I opened up was just me opening up for the heck of it. Hopefully we don't sell through 30 packs now that we haven't sold any. All right, Billy. There are your hits. I'm going to go through them one more time just so you can see them. Picky Jack says, how many of your Zapdex had Ghost Pikachus? None that I opened. One deck that I sold to somebody else did. But I'm like for probably 30 or 40 decks at this point. I'm going to say that Mew VMAX was probably your top hit. Pokedak says, did you do any hunting this season? No, I'm not really a hunter. Like, I'd rather just go buy the food. Like, I'm fine with the hormones. Whatever they stick in there, I'd rather just be oblivious to it. Take the quick meal. Like, I'm already in a hurry when I'm going through a drive-through. Like, I don't have time to go sit and hunt. If I'm gonna go do something like that, I'm gonna just go spend some time with my family, and we'll go buy some ice cream or something somewhere. If I had to hunt because I needed to, sure, I'd do it. But no, it's not something that I really do. Mainly because I just don't want to. I don't know if I could, if I had to kill something that I could if it come down to it either. I mean, I'm sure I could, but again, I just don't want to. Ooh, there we go. You know what? This is the one purchase where I might have to leave the room for because I just moved out. Yeah, I just took the Twilight Masquerade box out of here. So I have to go get the Twilight Masquerade box back in here. But Dustin, you are next. 36 packs of Twilight Masquerade. I'll be back. Woo. Let me go and pull these out so I can get this big box out of my lap. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Let me put this one up. There's 21. 24, 27, 30, 3, 36. Oh, wow. That worked out good. And this shows you want the bulk. So let's do a couple labels. How's the Greninja doing in price? Is that still up around 600 bucks? For a PSA 10? Guess I should pull up chat if I'm going to be asking the chat questions. Should need, I think 4 of these will do. We'll see. I might need a 5th one. 69.82. We'll say 1 out of 4. That might have to change to 1 out of 5. I don't know if all of them will fit in here. Billy says he wanted that Mew. Sorry, man. Looked like you were going to get about whatever you wanted the way it started out. You could listen to Professor Rusty for hours. I don't know, man. I don't think I could listen to me for that long. I really don't like listening to my style of videos. Hey Ryan, what's up, dude? Shining cards and collectibles. Rusty only hunts the most dangerous game. Maybe in dreams when I'm defending. Billy said 12 out of 20 packs. That's not bad. It's not too bad for Lost Origin. If I remember right, those boxes, so out of 36 packs, typically you had between like low end like 12, high end 18 hits, because it was one of those sets that was pretty variable. Ludo says Rusty should make a master class on Pokemon TCG. Sounds exhausting. Alright, Ghost. You travel safe, dude. I assume you mean you're heading home from work because you were working late. Man, that is bright right there, ain't it? See why I had the exposure turned down. King Pokemon. I'd rather hunt for Charizards too. There we go. I picked up that Blaine's Charizard in Pristine from CGC. This is going to sound strange, but when I picked that up, I remembered when you, King Pokemon Gary, if you're listening, you had picked up that, the BGS 10 Charizard. Gosh, I want to say it was like $12,000. Maybe it was 20-some thousand, but I want to say it was like 12,000 bucks, and you had posted about it, and people thought you were crazy. Even in my mind, I was like, I ain't gonna pay that much for it, which I couldn't have. I don't think I had that kind of money back then, anyways. But that's what it felt. That's what that moment felt like. I was like picking up like the top grade in an alternate grading company from PSA that I know is worth more than a regular PSA 10, but not at that level, or not the black label. It was just a Pristine 10. But even still, very expensive. And it wasn't. It's not quite at that level. So Wes Bragg says at King Pokemon, always glad to see you, sir. What's going on with the MetaZoo stuff? So the reason I'm reading this is because I'm kind of curious too. Like, are you going to be involved at all, or try to be involved at all with MetaZoo, with the new MetaZoo? Let me get back in here. There we go. Sorry, I had to do that for my eyes. I think it blurs it up just a little bit, but it's not so bright now. AB, when I'm looking to wind down, enjoy some Pokemon content, you're the man. Well, I appreciate that. King Pokemon says he still loves his MetaZoo. The first BGS auction for 11.7. All right, great. I wasn't too far off. Like I said, I thought it was around 12,000. I mean, that's been a while. Shining cards and collectibles. Hey Gary, hope all is well, my friend. Sorry I missed you at Houston. Ludo's start slow base set basics. So I've got this video that I was going to do. I was going to like draw it out in length, where I was going through every error that you could find and kind of like rank it from just like the WotC error, or it might have just been base set, because base set has a lot of them. But I feel like there's still more of those errors that just continue to come out. Like legitimate ones that we didn't know about. And I wasn't going to include cards that, like for Blastoise for instance, I wasn't going to include the red dot Blastoise, even though there's two different red dot Blastoises. But the no stage and possibly the illustrator missing, I was going to do those. Wes Bragg, you watch Pawn Stars, Gary on Pawn Stars once a month. That's a fan. King Pokemon says just a MetaZoo fan and support Charlie. Yeah, I love the fact that Charlie's behind it. I think he's probably one of the best guys, if not the best guy, to try to head something up like that. Ready to see where it goes. AB says, I love my MetaZoo stuff. Such a cool concept for a TCG. Yeah, it makes you wonder why it hasn't been done before now. Like, you have all these random things that were just made up, and maybe it's because, You can't copyright it. Ooh. Look at that. Did you guys say how much this was still? Because that's the card. And remember, these are loose packs, so he could still hit another one. That would be pretty insane. Centering's off a little bit on the back, but man, it looks good on the front. So if you're going to have any type of misalignment, I would definitely rather have a very well centered front and then have the back slightly off. But I'm not seeing any damage to it. Big hit, dude. Way to go. Randy says, I've been stocking up on tons of Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes. Only ones I get now is Surging Sparks and Stellar Crown after Thanksgiving. Another pandemic. Hopefully not. I'm definitely not ready for that again. Well, I don't want it again. As for Elite Trainers, man. Elite Trainers, I set them back for the specialty sets, but that's it, because they're just so spacious. I'd rather have booster boxes. There's an Iron Thorns. Brendan says, will you ever sell heavy Skyridge packs again from a box break? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Oops. I highly doubt it. But who knows? West Bragg, I wish whoever takes over the MetaZoo universe the best of luck. TCG says, bruh, that's the most expensive, I assume it means card in the set. Yeah, I agree on that, though. The Greninja is pretty boss. I might have missed it because I was talking while I wasn't even really looking at the screen. But how is that card doing in a 10? Is it still up there? Is it still up there around $600 for a 10? Or was it even ever at that price? Maybe it was that price for all. I can't even remember. Or has it come down? Has it went up? That Lana's Aid looks pretty good. Let me get some of this bulk off of these, and then we'll finish opening up your packs. You still got a stack right here. SMPO Hobbies, ETBs are the worst to ship. You know, they're not that hard to ship. They're heavy. They can't fit in anything flat rate. I mean, you're just going to lose so much in the shipping process. There we go. So there's one. Randy said, so First Tomu said, and Alana, yeah, is this one pretty good? I mean, it looks like it'd be pretty good. Dustin says, wow, thank you, Rusty, for the awesome pull. Hey, dude, this is your cards. I'm just getting to open them up, so thank you for letting me open them. Randy says, I'm waiting on some of my base sets and Neogenesis to be graded from GameStop. I should have them by December. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to need one more. I'm curious to see how all that goes. We've already got that 375K story that Rattle had come out about. GameStop had some kind of issue with their order. Hopefully they get that taken care of. TCG said prices are crazy every day. Last I looked, it was still like 500. Okay, so that's come down a little bit. I think it was about 600. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. SMPL Hobby says can't get them under 2 pounds. Yeah, I know. And then the dimensions too hurt it. Applin. Now, I don't mind with the specialty sets because that's kind of like the most commercialized, highest end product. Like you do have UPCs for a lot of them, but those aren't always the most readily available either. So that's why I do it for the specialty sets. Teal Mask Ogerpon. Is that another SIR? I think it is. I think you've gotten 3 SIRs in this lot of 36 packs. Twan says, hi to you both. What is up, dude? My wife, she just texted me, or it might have been Ayla. That's my... So you guys know Ayla from, she's actually a mod here, but they haven't been able to make the lives in a while. She's with my wife right now, and they're looking at the Christmas lights. But thank you, Twan, also for y'all's very generous gift of that perfume that you sent my wife. She loves wearing it. mint Charizard, are you going to sell any Gym Challenge packs from that box you just bought? Most likely, yeah. I mean, I was hoping the base set would kind of do a little bit better, but I'm probably just going to sell Gym Challenge unweighed. It's pretty tough to weigh as it is. And, you know, we'll just let people decide what they want to do. TCG said alts are hitting hot. I thought it was. There we go. That pack, that was kind of stuck to it. Teal Mask Ogerpon. Who knows? I have some kind of bug in my PSA 10 Evo pack. And it's the Charizard art. Get it out. All right, last pack. Got a Chimecho. Still finished out pretty strong. All right, these are not all going to fit, so let me grab a fifth one, and I'll just have to make a note of it. So the cool thing about when you buy loose packs like this, I mean, on a rare occasion, you might get 3, you know, special illustration rares in 36 packs, or you could go 100 packs and not even hit 1. Because what is it, like 1 in every 2 packs? I mean, that was really like a case's worth of SIRs. Make a note right there. If I'm thinking right, I haven't opened up too many straight cases from the set, but I want to say it's like 1 in every other box. You guys feel free to correct me. All right, so here are your 36 packs. And we'll put this right in here. Yeah, Westbrag, that was the video I was talking about. I think it was like 375K. Something, I mean, it was just like insane. Of course, who knows if it was actually valued that. The way PSA, like as soon as I did my PSA video, they changed the that they do their submissions. But now they like do max, they max it out on whatever the submission level is. So like if it's under a $500 insurance value, but you're submitting $50 cards, they go ahead and insure it for the $500, but you know if it gets lost, they're only going to do it for whatever the value of the card is. So you're paying more, I think, for the insurance. I haven't tested that, but I would assume that's what that means. All right, let me see if there's been any orders, and I'll try to get back over here to chat. But congrats, Dustin. I think you did pretty good there. Oh, Dustin, he come in here, picked up another order. What we got? I don't know why it takes forever to load my own page. So he just picked up the same thing all over again. He picked up another 36 Twilight Masquerade. He said, keep it rolling. All right, so I know it's going to be out of 5 this time. So, and then I'll pull out your packs. 3. So it's going to be another 36 Twilight Masquerade. Hopefully this round of 36 packs is just as good, if not better, than the last 36. That'd be awesome. Cade says, hey man, thanks for advising people to get on Gixxen. Picked up some cool stuff because of it. Got a 9.5 Venusaur CD promo for $80. Wow, that's a pretty good price, dude. Oh wait, I didn't see what order number it was. 6983. Okay. Yeah, Gixxen is great, dude. Like it's once you go Gixxen, it's hard to go back. And it looks like the website is from Windows 98. But it works fine. It's not loaded down with ads that make you refresh your page 10 times because it's the Weather Channel. It works. It's very functional. It's super easy to understand. And it's cheap. But it will save you money. It'll save you a whole lot more money than you use. Especially if you bid on more than like... Well, if you bid on just a few items a month, then it's pretty much free. Or it used to be free. I think it still might be. But if you bid, a lot like I do, then it saves a lot of time, can save money, weeds out shield bidders. Oh, where'd he go? All right, there we go. Ludo says, how do I get it out? It's sealed. How do you get a bug out of there? I don't know what to tell you, man. I've got termite damage on the inside of Shadowless decks. And then when you get on the inside of that, it's on the inside of the seal. Like, how does that even happen? Randy Pride, dang, I hope my Pokemon cards don't get lost. I took Leon Hart's word. He said GameStop is fast and receive graded cards from PSA in less than 30 days. That'd be kind of cool, especially if they take care of all of it for you. After you add in shipping, I mean, it really can change the price and about make it worth it to use somebody else. You had to pull it down from eBay because you saw the bug. Falkmont says, hey, playing any basketball these days? Yeah, I actually am. I joined the team for the first time in a while, and I'll be having games on Mondays and technically Wednesdays, but I probably won't be able to play Wednesdays because of church. So I'll be playing on Monday nights soon. And I entered into a tournament with some guys. They picked me up. We're going to be playing this Saturday. It's outside. Apparently there's like a $250 buy-in, which, you know, I was like, man, we pay that much? But it's for a fundraiser, and, you know, you kind of split the stuff. So 9, 12. So there's 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. So this will be the first tournament I've played in a long time. Wow. Picked up exactly 36 that time, so that worked out. So I think, yeah. Pokemon Wonder says, got to run, my friends. See you tomorrow. Have a great rest of stream. Definitely appreciate you being in here. And yeah, travel safe in the morning, dude. I'll see you when you get here. Pack 1 isn't a good sign. Nothing there. KB, yeah, I've got 0 complaints so far and absolutely worth the value. It surprises me that there's not more people that use Gixxon. And it's good for pretty much all buyers, because it's going to weed out those shill bidders. It's like easy to use snipe service. Rusty, do you own any One Piece at all? I do not. I picked up Top 8 Winners card the other day. Loving the OPTCG. I've got a few. No, I was thinking it's Disney lore comic. I've sold some. Is it Luffy? Monkey D. Luffy. Sold some of those cards for people in the past. They do pretty well. Timber. African Veteran says, chilling with my Evolution plushes right now. Have fun with them. I'm not really a plush guy, but I've been given some plushes by people, and they're definitely really cool to see. And I was surprised at how expensive those things are, because I was trying to sell them in the store, and they would move pretty quick. But there was always like very little margin with that stuff, and they were so expensive. Now, if you bought you could get like a truckload of counterfeit ones for almost nothing. But that adds to the problem of counterfeit. So don't go that route. Ooh. Dude, how many SIRs are in this set? Because you just picked up your 4th one. They've been all different too. Randy, I forgot how to play Pokemon. Last time I played was when I was a teen. M34 now. It ain't too bad. I mean, I haven't played now, I guess, in like 7 or 8 years. But it's just way faster now. Go back to the old decks, slow it down. So West Bragg, I'm going to read this because it was very true. He was telling King Pokemon, tell Twan she's a light in the darkness of the world today. We appreciate all the good she and you bring to the life. So if you guys don't know, they do a lot of charity work. They actually donated to the Rawls, probably more than anybody else. But it was really cool. He sent me a message, told me like how it like connected with, you know, some of his personal history, and it was just nice, you know, people who reach out and they think of you. There's not that many people in the world that do that. You might think it's more common than it is, but it's really not. When you see it, I don't know, it just makes you reflect at the end of the day about how there's a lot of people in the world that you can rely on, but the ones that are there and that they do show up and they talk to you, be appreciative of them. KB, also I work for Gary's Pokemart out in California. He said y'all have done business before. Originally from Winston-Salem, though. Oh, nice. Yeah, we've done some business before. I think he's bought some pretty high-end boxes. Winston-Salem, that's about an hour and a half. Well, no, I think that's about an hour from where I'm at because it's just straight down 40. I used to do some work in Greensboro for a guy. First Tomu said this guy just killing it. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. I mean, I don't know anything about that SIR, but looks kind of cool, but not really. Ursaluna. Ludo says you should also do a series called Pokey and Donuts, where you eat donuts while talking about the latest TCG news. The only hard part about that is doing the talking and eating at the same time. Like, it took me so long to eat those donuts. If I have somebody else there with me so I can eat and they can kind of talk on something, then we like take turns, maybe. Secret box and an Eevee. Nice. That Eevee's pretty sought after, isn't it? So SMPL says that card is sick. So he likes the Ursaluna. Randy says I'm hyped for the new Team Rocket set 2025. Yeah, I think that's definitely something that a lot of people are ready to see how it's going to turn out. African Veteran says they're counterfeit. LOL, been buying plushies instead of cards recently because I get more enjoyment out of them. Dude, the price difference is pretty crazy. KB, yeah, he's big into WotC Sealed. And then I'm sure you saw it, Wes, but King put you a thank you in there. First Tomu, I love that card. It reminds me of Winnie the Pooh. You see how he's scooping the honey out of the tree trunk. Look at that pack. I've seen some warp. Kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting that from that pack. Is that one too? No. I think that was just a corner. Frostlass. Alright, last 12 packs. I think it's 12 packs. I don't think I've taken any off of that stack yet. Got a gold. Luminous Energy. You going for a master set? You volunteer as tribute. What you volunteer as tribute for? Ludos? Jack says, hey Rusty, wonder if you know about the Tapu Lele from SM. That's one eye open versus the two eyes open. Man, when you say Tapu Lele from Sun and Moon, I'm just thinking of Tapu Lele GX that everybody ran in their deck. Like 3 and 4 quantity of. I'm not too sure about the one eye versus two eye thing. Is that like a variation of a card? Like I know there were some cards that, like the Charizard from Burning Shadows, that one never had a correction. Although it was rumored to have a correction for the texture on the Hyper or the Rainbow Rare, where the retreat cost was. There was one of the energies that did not have the texture for the retreat. And then supposedly there had been a correction to that, but I never saw one. But, uh-oh. Teal Mask Ogerpon. Ludo says, eat donuts with you while talking about TCG. Ah, got you. Dancer, I think one is a promo version. So Tapu Lele did get a reprint. There was a collection box or a battle deck of some sort that you could get it out of. Dude, I sold so many of those World Championship Tapu Leles. What is this pink card that I'm seeing? Is this going to be an A-Spec? It is. Survival Brace. Dustin said, yep, trying to master set as many as possible. It's a fun feat. Got a Probo Pass. You're getting a decent variety. Like the Paul Dean Fates, and then we saw so many Judges, Clives, Gardevoirs. So African says Rainbow Tapu Lele was where it was at. Man, I'll tell you what. Anytime I had any Tapu Lele GX, I was just selling that thing, basing it off of the price for whatever it was going for the decks. And really, there wasn't a whole lot of difference in price from the base Tapu Lele all the way up to the full art and rainbow. Is there a card here? There is. Just a regular Teal Mask Ogerpon. One more pack. See if we can get you another SIR. The 60A. Yep. So that was the alternate, right? That would have been the promo one. James Chang said, I made it. So David said, have you shared your thoughts on the TCG Pocket Game Pokemon launch last month? I haven't shared that much thought about it. I thought it was kind of cool. I saw it at Worlds. But I don't know what it means for me. Like, I like physical cards. I think there's some really cool artworks that I would like to see them translated into a regular card. That'd be nice. All right, here we go. Here are all your hits from your second 36 packs. Those are probably your highlights right there, the Ursaluna and the Eevee. Not as good as that first one with the Greninja. Wishbrack said Tapu Bulu never got any love. Man, I had me a Tapu Bulu deck and I loved it. I don't know why, but like Moana had come out right about the same time, and that was my kid's favorite movie around then. And there's like a spot in there when they're doing that song and they're on the ocean after she bangs the drum in the cave, and they're like Bulu Bulu Raka, and they're like shaking their hands sideways, and that always reminded me of Tapu Bulu. All right, let me go see if there's been any more orders. Okay, so we have Bradley. You're next. Let's see what Bradley picked up. I think it was Bradley. Hopefully it wasn't Brady and I just threw an L in there. Wouldn't surprise me. Hopefully it doesn't surprise you if I did do that. All right, it is Bradley. This is order 6984. $10 Lost Origin, no bulk. Gladly. Let's see if we can get you something really cool. Three, 6, 9, 10. But I had a Tapu Bulu deck. I like running that. It was the GX, and then I kind of ran it with some other cards, like a Vikavolt. It was a Tapu Bulu Vikavolt. David says, as someone who knows nothing about modern Pokemon TCG, I've been really enjoying the casual pocket game style. Well, there you go. All right, pack number 1. That's actually a decent looking full art. It's got some meat to it. Magnezone usually does it. Ludo says, I'm excited for Pokemon ZA. Is that going to be like the next generation, like Scarlet and Violet? Because I don't know anything. This is the first I've ever seen Z through A. Fantina. Unknown N times 9. Like 10 minutes ago, you mentioned a website called Gigson. Can't find it. So it's Gixen, Gixen, and is a sniper service for eBay. I think you can sign up, test it out for free, but I think once you use it a few times, you're going to really like it, because you literally just copy in the item ID and you put your bid and you submit it. And like you can visit all your bids on there, but it'll bid for you like in the last 6 seconds, 11 seconds, something like that. So it'll snipe it for you. So you can just forget about it. You don't have to be logged on, nothing. You just have to give access to your eBay from Gixen. And you're not the first person who's said that, hey, what is this Gixon, like with a G. Sorry for my accent if that's the way it's coming out. So SMPL Hobby says you get like 5 snipes a month free. Yeah, I think it used to be 6 or 11. I'm over here saying 6 and 11. Maybe that's how much it is for, like, you can get a mirror service too where it like double snipes for you in case one fails, but I don't think I've ever had it fail on me. So Ludo says it's the new game in the series. Yes, so he's talking about Z through A. It'd be interesting. Maybe we'll see what kind of Pokemon they bring in. All right, we've got 3 hits so far. Ooh, there you go. That was a good pack. Nice Pikachu, and got a Zoroark to back it up. Bam. 1 pack left. Unknown says I waste so much time monitoring auctions. Yeah, you'll never monitor auctions again. I literally go through, like, I'll just do all of my Z&G, Probstein, PSA Vault, all my Pokemon auctions in like a few hours. Like, I'll go through everything. I'll just copy and paste over, like, anything that I might want to bid on. If I go and check it, and then I'll just verify on eBay how much I do want to bid, max. And this also helps prevent shill bidders, like running your bids up if you have to bid before the auction ends. And then another good thing that comes from it is man, I had my point and I just lost it when I saw the opal. But there was one other thing that's really good. And I had a little brain fart, sorry guys. There's Pikachu. So you had 6 total hits. You had the Fantina and the opal. So you had 3 full arts, 1 Galarian or Trainer Gallery, 1 V, and a V-Star. Not too bad from 10 packs. But, oh yeah, you don't get caught up in the bidding process. Like if somebody just outbids you, then you kind of just string bid it up, and then you bid more than you want. Like this really helps you kind of detach from that part. So from a business perspective, it can be nice, but you might end up losing something and not get a second chance to get in there and give another bid. All right, is there anybody after Bradley? All right, so it looks like Bradley's the last order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a giveaway. What do we want to open tonight? We'll do a variety pack. So the keyword is Blaziken. And I tell you what, I'm not even going to put it into the chat tonight. You guys have to spell it correctly. You have to know how to spell Blaziken, or you can Google it if you want. But only put it in the chat one time. You put it in there more than once, it might kick you out. And because Nightbot is a little bit different, I want to make sure that the entries actually come in. So I'm going to double check in on it. Okay, I see David, he's in. Jazz, he's in. All right, so you guys are doing it right. All right, so once I get through opening this stuff up, then I'll run Nightbot and we'll see what the giveaway winner is. Now, if you do still want to buy something else on the website and have it open tonight during the live, do so before I shut off the stream pretty much. But after I announce the winner, I'm going to check the site one more time. If there's been nothing, that'll be it for tonight. Killian, you might want to put it in there again. All right, pack number 1. There was nothing for the Pokemon Go. All right, here's Dark Phantasma. Ooh, there we go. Got a nice Hisuian Arcanine. All right, VMAX Climax. Guaranteed to get a hit in this. We got Shadow, or this is Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Got a Lost Abyss pack. Come on, Lost Abyss. Can we get the big boy? Nope. All right, Shining Fates. Rillaboom and Volcano. All right, another dud pack there. Pokemon Go. Light Fury, is that from Dragons? Got the Night Fury and the Light Fury. There we go. Xerneas. Looks like we got something from the Classic Collection. Ooh, nice. So we got a Surfing Pikachu, but the Mew EX, really good. This is the original card that come out with that versatile attack carried over into several prints of this card. Had one in Dragons Exalted. Had another print with the Radiant Collection, and then course, there were, ooh, nice. There was some World Championship deck prints of it. I think there was. Yeah, there was. There's the Enamorous. Got a full art trainer gallery. All right, Silver Tempest. So Light Fury says it was before. Oh, you've been around for a while then. I mean, the show hasn't been around that long, I guess. All right, finished off with nothing there, but the last two hits were pretty dang good. The Mew and the Enamorous. All right, let's see who's going to win this stuff. All right. Winner is WSIMM. Wasim. All right, buddy. All you have to do is send me an email. It should be there at the top of the screen in the middle. And I will ship this to you. Well, all this stuff here anyways. Doesn't matter if you're in China, the Congo. I might have trouble with Antarctica. Hopefully you're in the US because it's cheaper. But congratulations, man. Boom. All right, now we'll check the website one more time. If there's been any orders, which we've had a few come through in the past after the giveaway, then we'll get them in. All right, so that's it. So I think that is going to be all for tonight. Sorry, guys, we didn't have more of the Japanese base set. I tell you what, before I go, we'll open up one more Japanese base set pack. I'm going to just open it up randomly. Again, this was not bought. The first one we pulled had a Poliwrath. The one that opened up the other in the previous video, it was a light. It was like Beedrill. But let's see what we get. So we'll treat it out. I saw Ghost come in here, so we'll open up a pack. See what we get. If you stuck around through all that, let me know what you think the hit is going to be. Should be this very front card right here. So the last one was a Poliwrath. Now, if I pull another Poliwrath, I don't want to pull another Poliwrath. We'll just say that. All right, got Doduo, Energy Removal, Revive, Sandshrew, Tangela. Also, if you want any of those heavy ships sealed, I'll have that available most likely tomorrow. I mean, you could buy it tonight and just send me an email, say, hey, can you just ship it sealed, add it to the order, and I'll make sure that it goes out like that. Pidgey and Haunter. Look at these. Some of these are actually off-centered. The last two packs had pretty good centering for the non-hollows. But these, the centering is off. That's interesting. All right, how are we looking over here? Looks pretty good. Again, a little bit thinner on the left side, but not too far off. All right, I see a Blastoise, a Zapdos. Calling Mewtwo. Somebody said, what's the booster box? It's actually for this set right here. Chansey, Nidoking, Raichu, Charizardo, Ninetales, Alakazam, Gengar, Venusaur. I don't see any Clefairy. Oh, it's Magneton. We went from Poliwrath to Magneton. That's fun. But, wow, look at that. This one is, centering looks to be a little bit better. Usually if you look at the corner, you can kind of tell how the centering is, but that's pretty good. I thought there was going to be a swirl, but I was just looking at those little nodes coming off. But definitely no swirl. It's got a good hollow in there, though. I'm not seeing any print lines, so that's nice. It's a good-looking Magneton. We'll say that. Definitely not what I wanted. So, rip. Poliwrath to Magneton. I know that was very boring. Well, it wasn't boring. It was kind of anticlimactic. But it's probably because I was talking about that Magneton earlier, how good it looked, and it just heard it come right on out. But anyways, we'll still have these most likely available next week. If you want to get in on that, or if you have some shipped to you sealed, let me know. Gym Challenge, maybe we'll do that next week. We'll have to see. I keep opening up boxes, and they're not selling through as much. So we'll see if we do that. But hopefully, if they're unweighed, this is Gym Challenge. A lot of fun there. And their first edition English, a little bit different dynamic. I think you guys might have some interest in that. As always, I appreciate everyone's support and coming here watching the video, joining on the chat. Had several people give away stuff. I'll do one more refresh. Nothing in there, so we're going to call it a night, and I will see you next week.